This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme House Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world.
Hello, you are with LP Giobbi, and our next guest on Femme House Radio is Brooklyn-based producer and DJ Quarter. She has shared stages with Toki Monsta, Tiga, and Galantis, to name a few. DJ Mag has described her music as a meeting between art house, film composer, and basement rave, which is the best description ever. She has DJ'd all over the world, bouncing between DJ sets and original sets. Quarter, welcome to Femme House Radio.
Thank you for having me. It is
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
for being here. So tell us, what is your origin story? How did you get into producing and DJing?
Yeah, so I used to produce in middle school for fun. My dad got me like my first Sony Vaio PC, and I used to like use a PlayStation 2 USB microphone and like record, like sample and make beats on what was it, like Sony Acid, I think was the software. And they were awful, so bad. But I would burn CDs and like force my friends to listen to them.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so
I wish that we were friends then.
I know we would have been so.
Yes,
it would have been perfect. But yeah, so I've been producing for a bit, totally as a hobby. I didn't start taking it kind of seriously until 2015, and it was after going to my first music festival, Bonnaroo, and having that experience. And I was like, I need music in my life. And literally within like 6 months, I bought a little DJ controller, I downloaded Ableton, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. And my my original like artist moniker was Acid Mom. And then I changed that.
I'm sorry, Acid Mom. Wait, can that be the name of your publishing company or your record label? Or like, Acid Mom is fucking amazing.
I know. Missed opportunity. It's okay. Quarter worked out.
Quarter's pretty great too. We'll bring that one back. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question that I love asking DJs because I'm constantly trying to figure it out and prove this myself. What is your crate digging process? Like your crate digging and sorting process. Like,
yes.
How do you recall tracks appropriately during your set? How do you organize, like, by color or by tagging or by crate or like, just like, and how do you find your new music? Like, I just want to know all the things. What's your process?
Okay, that's actually a really good question. So ever since I read, there was, I don't know if it was Mixmag or something, but I feel like most DJs have read that like one article with Avalon Emerson and the way that she like organizes her things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hold on. I'm looking up in my web browsers right now because I literally think that I had this saved. Is it The Art of DJing, Avalon Emerson?
Yes.
Resident Advisor. And I literally have it bookmarked to be like, just read this. Just read this. Okay, I'm so excited to hear it.
Seriously, you should absolutely read it because ever since I read that, I've been wanting to do a huge like overhaul of my organization because I love how she approaches it. But I have been doing basically the same thing since I started DJing in like 2015. Okay, I'll start with the digging process. Usually, like, I will either, like, listen to stuff on, like, Spotify. I'll go through, like, you know, a bunch of different playlists that I follow. And then I have a playlist on Spotify that's a private playlist called Download. And it's just, I will throw anything that perks my ear that I think I could DJ in some set. I'll just throw in that playlist. And then on top of that, I do, like, the whole in-flight thing. And I'll get promos and I'll just take time out to listen to promos and download anything that, you know, resonates. And then on top of that, I'll go onto Bandcamp and go on like a spiral and see what different labels I like have put out that maybe I haven't like
Okay,
seen.
so that's what, like, how do you use you go to the label, the Bandcamp, label on Bandcamp, and then that will lead you to other okay.
That's is like the best way, in my opinion, to find things that you wouldn't have found otherwise.
Because DJ Tennis was like, he's like, I use Bandcamp. And I'm like, how the fuck do you use Bandcamp,
I know.
though?
Sometimes it's hard, though. I feel like their search functionality isn't that great. But if you're, like, looking for specific labels, then you can just kind of see, like, what they've been putting out. And
okay.
Yeah. But so I'll do all of that. And then I will, when it comes to, like, a specific gig in question, what I'll do is I will go through all of those things. So I'll go through my download playlist on Spotify. I'll go through, like, my downloads folder from Bandcamp. I'll go through what I have on my Dropbox from InFlight. And I will select the things that are good specifically for that gig just to save myself some time. And then I go into iTunes. I use the, like, music app where that's where all my playlists are, which is kind of scary.
Same. Oh my God, this is okay, keep going.
Kind of scary. So then everything gets put into there. Once it's in there, I have folders or playlists, I guess, within iTunes of different genres. So every single new song I download gets put into a genre or multiple, if I feel like it fits multiple, into those playlists. And then on top of that, I create a kind of like pulls, like, playlist for the specific gig. And then I usually try to make it so that there's at least 3 times, the duration of the playlist for the gig is at least 3 times as long as the actual gig set time.
1,000%. Yep.
And yeah, and then that's how I do it, really.
Sometimes I'll show up at that set and I'll be like, why the fuck did I put this track in this? Why, like, oh my God, I can't. So that's why you do have to have it way longer than, like, the actual gig time, because, like, I'm like, what was I thinking?
Because sometimes
it's crazy. So, once you're there and you realize you learn about the specific dance floor, you might have to completely jump ship, which is
100%.
Which is why it's good to organize that. So you organize by genre, because, like, so I was doing genre like techie Chicago house. Like I got really, like, granular with the genres, but now I've found this, like, recently I've been like, I've been trying to organize by, like, where like I would play this track in Tulum. I would play this track at sunrise.
Yes.
I would play this track at sunrise to, like, Wookiee people. I would play, like I get, like, now the crate names are fucking hilarious. They're like, like people that like DJ Tennis might like this in Tulum. Like the weirdest, but, like, that's kind of just, like, how
good.
That's, like, how my brain is working. But so I try to put it, like, in a genre, and then I also do it that way just in case, because I found, like, my brain doesn't recall in genres all the time. It recalls in, like setting. So I'm trying
the thing is, like, I do kind of a similar thing. I feel like you are going so niche with it, which is sick. But I feel like having a playlist for each gig then only helps refine, like, more and more as you go, because then it's like, okay, say I'm at the gig, I make the playlist, I'm like, oh, none of this is gonna work for this room, right? Immediately, I usually have a sense of, like, okay, what kind of room is this? Have I played a room similar to this? What really worked there? And then I can just go to that gig playlist.
So you import playlist history after you play. Same.
So I usually have, like, 3 USBs. There's, like, my master USB that has, like, all the genres, multiple, like, recent playlist gigs, including the one for that gig. Then I have the other 2, which usually are just, like, the playlist gig and then, like, a couple other playlist gigs from, like, past gigs that it could work potentially
as, like, your second USB stick that you'll have at the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I like this conversation. Like, I need to start. You're actually the first person I really asked, like, so what is your process? I love this question. I could talk about this forever, because every time I'm constantly, like, always trying to rejig it. My problem is when I rejig it, I'm like, I have to go back and rejig everything I've done. Like, okay, bitch, you're not going to do that. It's too overwhelming.
It's
like,
too much.
Moving forward, learn from it. But, like, because, like, Tennis was like, he writes in his record box, he'll write in funky bassline plus blue mood plus, so when he's this is so obviously so him, so good. So when he's, like, playing a gig, he'll be like, I want something that's, like, blue mood, and, like, he'll just search that in tags and then find the tracks that he's like, I'm like, you're going in and labeling, because I'm crate digging, like, I try to do it, like, once a week or twice a week, or, like, all my saved folders, or I go through, but then after downloading that and then sorting it and then tagging it, dude, it's like an entire day.
No, it's totally a lot. And that's the thing, like, if you check
People
out...
People don't know how hard it is to be a DJ, okay? So, sorry, go ahead.
I just tweeted, like, literally the other day, I was like, it's so hard being a DJ. All my neighbors hate me.
So
but
ridiculous.
That Avalon Emerson piece, like she kind of does a similar thing where it's like colors or moods and feelings and energy level, you know, and I feel like that's such a cool way to approach it. And I want to do that, but yeah, it's a daunting task. Like, it's just like I've been doing the genre for so long, like
Totally.
That's too much.
Totally. Because then it's like, if I've started tagging that way, but like, and I'm only searching that way, but there's some other tracks that would work that I didn't tag that way, I feel like I'll forget about. It's just, one day we'll be who we want to be.
100%. We just have to keep trying.
Live another day. So what does a Quarter original live set look like? Like, what is your I know that you do a live set. What does the technical setup look like, and what's the vibes?
So I'm currently trying to build it out even more. I did it a few times in like 2018, 2019, and it's really just like Ableton Live. I cut all of my music up into like stems and like kind of smaller phrasing. I make these like I have these like kind of insane like effects racks within Ableton that I mapped to an APC-40. And so I would have the APC-40, I'd have my laptop with Ableton, and then I would have like a DJM 450 mixer. And that was like it. And it was awesome.
Did that allow you to kind of like
more.
That's so sick. I'm attempting to go into this space myself. Did that allow you, how you set it up in Ableton Live, did it allow you to have any room for improvisation, or were you kind of playing the tracks as they were, even though you had cut them up?
So a lot of the sort of like reimagination of the tracks happened in like the pre-process, like the kind of getting the project together. Because what I would try to do is not play any songs the way they usually sound, is like kind of mix and mash different pieces of different songs together to create like a new experience of them. But a lot of that work happened prior to the set, and the real like improvisational stuff was truly like the effects that I would do live. Sick. But yeah. And
this is inspiring for me. Okay.
No, I really want to do it more, but I do want to bring in, like, I was thinking about either bringing in like a drum machine component or like an actual like analog synth, and maybe do some more live in that sense.
Cool. Like top lines or like synth leads or like plucks or like, okay. So
just
cool.
Like just adding more to it.
Yeah, on top of the
exactly.
It's truly, we'll offline about this because I have a lot of thoughts. Okay,
Sweet.
so dream lineup. If you could put together the perfect bill to play on, what other artists would be on that bill?
Oh my god, this is so tough.
And I'm putting you on the spot, but
I immediately first I would say that Jamie XX is like the first person that comes to mind. Caribou comes to mind.
Great answers. Yes.
I mean, like, that is such a difficult question because, like, my mind just starts going in a million directions. Yeah. I feel like I have so many influences, you know?
Sick.
But
yes.
I will say Caribou was, like, definitely part of my kind of, like, dance music awakening, and, like, the Daphne project. Like, it was this, like...
Daphne Sizzle is one of the best fucking tracks ever.
It's just, like... I feel like the first time I heard a Caribou song, like, my brain, like, expanded. Like, I was suddenly like, there's so much you can do with music. Like, what is this? I've never heard anything like this.
Is Face to Face, is that a Caribou or Daphne track? Face to Face, face... I should not be singing right now, but...
I don't know which one. Whether it's Daphne or Caribou.
But it's one of them, right?
Yeah, it definitely
which is the same person, but yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Dan.
Yes, that expanded my mind as well.
Yeah.
Well, okay, thank you so much for being a guest on Femme House Radio. You are so interesting and talented, and I adore you, and I'm so excited to see where you go.
Oh, thank you so much. This is really
This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme House Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band. I said, we all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and education educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world.